Hi friends, it's Becky, and it's time for us to open up the July Curated Bead Box. It's themed My Summer Garden, and it looks like we've got ladybugs. So we'll get this opened. I will go through the contents, and when I open up my bead boxes, I like to organize them into an organizer, because that way it makes it so much easier when I am designing with it, because then I can see everything all at once instead of just leaving it in the box it came in. So I'm going to be organizing it into this 15 grit organizer. Usually I like to use some 18 grit organizers for this particular bead box, because you usually get longer strands of beads than in some of the others, but I don't have any empty ones. So I'm going to use my 15 grit ones, and it'll fit. We'll make it fit. So let's open this up, pull these guys out. Looks like we have an orange bag in here. That's fun. I'm going to set that aside because I am not going to be using that. But I am going to have this handy so I can refer to it. It's got a list of everything that's in here. But as always, bead sizes and types may vary due to availability. They do have a sister store at dollarbead.com, and you can usually order extras or find any of them right there at that site. You do not need to be a member in order to shop there. And this is going to be a little bit of a challenging color palette for me, just because I'm not always a fan of yellow, but there's a lot of other really bright colors like the bright reds and the pinks, and even this orange is not the kind of orange that I dislike. I actually quite like this orange. It's a really warm and inviting orange, like kind of gives me carnelian vibes, but this is glass and not gemstone. So let's set these guys out of the way and start going down this list and see what we've got. So we should have a 10mm orange matte glass bead, and there's a 6-inch strand of that. That's this one that I was looking at. I mentioned that it reminds me a little bit of carnelian. So let's get this guy in one of these sections. All organized out there in that corner. Next we've got some 10mm yellow swirl marble style glass, and this is another 6-inch strand. This is an interesting swirl. I'm not sure if that's green that's swirled with it or gray, but it's certainly unique. It's sort of giving moldy lemon. But, you know, it might look good with some other things. We don't know yet. We'll see. And then we've got some 8mm soft pink marble style glass beads. And this one is, again, one of the very long strands that they do. It is a 16-inch strand. Because there are so many of these beads, I'm going to go ahead and lay down one of these sections so that we can try and fit all of these beads into that one section. It's very possible that I'll have to lay down this other section just because these are a very, very long strand. I love this pink, by the way. It is a glorious, glorious rosy pink. This pink is making me happy. Absolutely making me happy. I wasn't sure that I'd like this based off of the picture on the front, but I am absolutely finding gems in this box that I can adore and love. Yeah, I love that pink. I absolutely love that pink. I am 100% going to be able to make some things with this box. That pleases me. I am happy about that. And then we've got 8mm red blossom spray. I think that's this one. They're red with blossom spray, and I don't know if that's that color. It's kind of a yellowy color on that spray. And this strand is a 10-inch strand. Let me see if this will fit in one section or if I need to lay down that section. It's entirely possible that it will all fit which would be fantastic. Yep, it does all fit in that one section. And then we've got some red yellow marble style. That's this one. This is another 16-inch strand, but this is 6mm, so it's smaller. It's probably going to need a double section too, though. So let's just open that out in preparation. You know, it might not have needed 2 sections for that. Let me see if these will all fit in one section, because we do have quite a few beads to still fit in here. Sorry, friends. This is the fun part of organizing, is trying to get everything to fit. And if I don't need to use 2 sections, I would rather not. And it looks like we might only have had to use 2 sections for one of these. Perfect. So I'm not seeing the yellow with the red, I'm seeing orange with that red, but it's still a nice vibrant red that we get with that marble glass. Alright, so then we've got a fuchsia gold drizzled glass bead. That's this one right here. And I love this bead. This is a fun bead. Let me get this a little bit closer to the camera so you can kind of see that drizzle effect. It's got this texture on it. Alright, so these are all the stranded selections. Right here we've got several bagged selections as well. We have approximately 1 ounce of Summer Blooms glass bead mix, and I believe that's what this is. I'm just gonna open this up real quick to take a look at it. We've got a couple of barrel beads. We have 2 pink crackle glass beads. In my mix, your mix may be totally different. I have 3 of these kind of warm orange colored beads, 3 pink pearls, 1, 2, 3 of these that are almost like bicones, but not quite. And then they've got a hole through the side. Not quite sure how to use those. There are 3 various sized round beads with a silver line around the center. Some orange marble style beads. They're like orange and red. And then we've got these guys. They are sparkly and like kind of an antique copper color. Kind of love that. In fact, I'm going to just have these guys in a separate section, and I'm going to put these in this one right here. Bloop. Love those. And then we've got 6mm strawberry red glass beads. That's these guys. And these have kind of a matte finish on them. And it looks like these beads are kind of an odd shape. I bet they would be really fun strung on something. They are going to go right here for now. Then we've got yellow transparent peanut glass beads, and I Love this color of yellow. I'm not usually like a big fan of yellow beads, but I love this yellow. Like, I'm looking at both of these yellows, and this one isn't something that really appeals to me, but this one is. In fact, these like goldeny yellow transparent ones, I could see these like strung on a necklace between like some amber colored beads, and it would be very like honey bee sort of a vibe. And I love them for that. Probably not going to use these, but I definitely am going to use these in one of my designs. Just it goes to show that like it's not all shades of some colors that I'm not a super fan of. Like this yellow is beautiful. This yellow, not my favorite. It doesn't have to be my favorite though. It can be somebody else's favorite. You know. And then we've got, what else do we have? Rust or Fuchsia gemstone links. Gemstone gold links. Is that these guys right here? It says rust or fuchsia, but it's like carnelian colored, which is perfect because, like, remember I was saying these beads were like carnelian vibes? I'm gonna stick them right in there. I'm not even sure if I'm going to put, well, I'll put them in there, you know, I may as well. They can just be there to remind me that I love that other yellow more. Sorry. And then these are our fun little links. Look at these guys. I'm gonna put one facing up and one facing back so you can see those on my ladybug dish, of course. But you've got like a little yellow butterfly and a ladybug, and these are super, oh my, you know what? These are so cute that I am going to go ahead and, am I gonna do earrings with this? Maybe. You know what? Let's do earrings at a different day when I'm making some other things with these, but they are super cute. So if you want to get more of any of these, head on over to dollarbead.com and take a look at what they've got. They also, one of the reasons that this bead box is such a great option for building your stash if you're a newer beader is because you get a findings starter kit in it, and it comes with everything. Every month you get findings. You get memory wire, you get beading wire, you get crimp tubes, you get some stretch cord, you get head pins, you get ear wires, you get jump rings, and you get lobster clasps. In fact, you know what? I'm doing it. I am going to go in and we're just going to make some, we're doing earrings. We are doing earrings with these guys. I am going to pull out these two and a couple of these. And you know what? Maybe this one as well. Yeah, let's do that. And now I'm going to just make myself a little dangly drop with this. I've got some tools here. I've got a flush cutter, a chain nose plier, and a round nose plier. And I'm just going to make a drop here with this one by bending over the top after I've put this on the head pin. And then when I pinch this, I know from experience that this gives me about 1 centimeter if I cut my wire here. So I just measure it with my finger, but if you need to use a measuring tool to do the same thing, you absolutely can. Then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and grip that right between it at the very end of it and rotate my round nose pliers back. And I like using round nose pliers because I can shift what part of this I'm on based on how big that that loop is becoming and how big it's forming. So now I've got a simple loop on the end of this. I'm going to do one earring with y'all, and I'll make the second one separately. But now that I've got my loop, I can swing this open like a jump ring, like that, by twisting it up. This is confusing my camera. Let me just move it a little bit out of the way. And then I can hook that onto my little link. And now I need to make a link with some craft wire. You could also, if you've got head pins, use that instead of craft wire. I have some craft wire right here, so I'm going to make myself a little head pin. And I do that by making a loop on one end of it. Yep, there we go. Or sorry, an eye pin is what I was talking about. So then if I cut this off here, I have an eye pin, and I can stack one bead there and this bead here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And now I want that to be facing the other way. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make another loop at the top of this bead by bending that over to a right angle, measuring so that I have 1 centimeter left, and then rolling up my loop. There we go. And I want to make sure that my loops are perpendicular, not parallel. So if I'm holding this, I want them to form a cross, not be like that. If I'm holding each of my loops like that. And that's just so that the orientation of my earring is facing forward and not to the side. If you want it to face to the side, go ahead and have your loops run parallel. But look at this. Super cute, super easy. And you have just about all of the findings that you need right there in the bag. The only thing that I added was the wire to make this link right here between this top and the bottom. Bloop. I love it. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and make that second one. Let's have a last look real quick at this curated bead box. And look, it all fit in my 15 grit organizer. I'm really happy about that. I'll put links in the description to Curated Bead Box if you would like to explore and see about subscribing. It is one of the more frugal bead subscriptions out there. And you usually get a pretty consistent type of bead with it. Most of them are going to be round beads, glass beads, but they'll have like some of these really cool and interesting like the finishes on them. And it's a really, really great stash builder because then you've got like all of these pink beads that I can use for other different projects if I wanted to. So I'll put links to that in the description. Also put links to where I get my organizers from if you are interested, and a link to the tool set that I used for this. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a great week. And if you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, and I will see you later. Happy beading.